Okay, welcome back. Today we're tying a little white moth. The materials are some white foam. This is 5mm foam. Came off this big sheet of foam. It's about 1.5 feet by 1 foot. Got her Hobby Lobby. It's huge. Use that up. It'll take you forever to use that up. Hook is a clink hammer, size 12 by Saber. It's not actually a very big profile hook. You can see by my thumbnail there. It's not very big at all. And the thread I'm going to use is Danville 140 denier. Go ahead, start your thread on. Wrap it back. Let's cut away that tag end. Take it back all the way to the top, or actually say past the point of the hook. Bring it back and build yourself up a little thread base here. And let's bring it back to just past the point, right about here. And park it. Alright, this shaped the butt end section of the foam. I got a little piece of foam, probably about 3/8 of an inch that I cut. Doesn't have to be very long, just about an inch long or so. Maybe that's a little more than an inch. But we're going to go ahead, let me get my other scissors here. Trim up. This will be the rear of the fly. Moths have a rather large abdomen. So go ahead and just trim it up. Kind of do your best to make it look decent. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just take all the sharp edges off it. Take your lighter. If you touch it with the flame, you're going to char it a little bit. Don't really necessarily want that, but if it does happen, it's not the worst thing in the world. Just heat it up a little bit. Shape it with your fingers. Yeah, about like that. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Fish is not going to care at all. Fishermen might. Somebody watching a video might. But the fish ain't going to care. Alright. Now you're going to take your scissors, take your bigger utility scissors, and you're going to score it. Take right down the middle here. What I like to do is give it a little practice cut to make sure I got the middle. And since I do, cut it right down the middle, and you kind of got some Gumby legs here. You're going to insert the fly, or insert the foam right on top of the hook to make the abdomen. After you put a little super glue on the thread, spin that thread up a little bit. See, it's coming apart on me. Alright. Lay it right on top. Make sure you are keeping a decent hook cap. Don't set it down on top of the point of that hook. First wrap. Second wrap. Make sure everything stays aligned. Pull the foam back. Advance your thread a couple wraps. Take your super glue again. Dab it right in there. Push that foam together. Give it some more wraps. How's that? Make sure I don't crowd the eye of the hook. Okay, everything looks pretty good. Pretty well aligned. Let's cut away this excess foam. Good, trim up any hard edges that you missed here. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and tie it in. Alright, next we're going to tie in some turkey. Turkey I'm using is just this good old white turkey feather that you would get anywhere, any craft store or fly shop, or doesn't really matter. You don't use this very much on fly tying, but when I was designing this fly I wanted something that would make some movement in the water, so I tried this out and it worked pretty well. Take a little chunk off of there. It's at about a ½ inch. Cut it away. Now split that in half. You're going to take the first half, lay it right alongside of the foam, and you don't want the tips of the feather to extend very far past the foam body, just right up to the butt end section of it there. Place your thumb on it. I tell you what I'll need to do is bring that thread back to there. Now let's do that again. Put the piece of feather up against the foam body. Put your thumb on it. I'm going to give it just a couple of wraps. So it looks like that. Next one we're going to do on your side. Line her up so it's about equal. And there you go. So it tied in pretty good here. A couple good wraps. Cut away the excess. Alright, pull my thread down just a little bit. Frayed it, but I can just cut that away here. It's going to bother me. Next we're going to take some white deer hair. White deer hair is it's like belly hair, I do believe. I'm not sure where the original package is. Take a big clump of it. Nice old big thick clump, because you're going to lose some of it when you clean it out and stack it. So we'll take a good old pinch. Let's see here. About like that. A little messy, but yeah, let's clean it up here. Take all the fluff out of the back here. Clean it all up. You can comb it if you need to. This hair, I noticed I don't need to comb very much. It's not really a lot of crap in the bottom. Just a couple of finger flicks. Typically cleans it up pretty good. Make sure you get all the short hairs out of it. Put it in your stacker. This is my larger stacker. Give it a good stack. Boy, that deer hair makes a mess, doesn't it? While I'm thinking about it, so what I like to do is take a old toothbrush. I want to separate that turkey. Just like that. I want it to be, this is going to be movement in the water. When it sits on the water, this kind of sits out, kind of spreads out when it's wet, and it looks like some wings laying on the water there, like a moth in distress, fluttering around. Okay, now you want to take the hair out of the stacker. Now that you've stacked all the tips, make sure there's no hairs that don't want to play along there. Set your deer hair right on top of the fly, with the tips pretty much aligned with the rear of the fly. Give it 2 wraps, and then start advancing the thread up forward. That's why I'm using 140 denier. I'm going to give it a couple of good tugs without the fear of breaking it. Give it one more here. Get it in there. Alright. Now I'm going to take my deer hair, pull it straight up, give it some wraps in front. Now you can tie it off by either half hitch, a couple of whips, pull it all the way back out of the way. Here we go. Get in there, give it a couple good whips. Pull it tight, cut it away. And now you want to cut all these butt sections at an angle. Pull them straight up as if maybe an elk caricatus. And trim it up a little bit, make it look pretty. Alright, little Sally Hansons on the bottom there. I have put some dubbing on there before to cover up all that thread, but a little Sally Hansons on there will protect everything. Still looks pretty good. And there you have it. Got a little white moth, not very big. You can see how big it is. It actually floats very nice. The reason I use this clink hammer style hook, still leaving yourself a nice hook cap there. These turkey feathers flare out a little bit on the water, giving it some movement, and it rides real nice. You can use this in your hopper dropper rig. This will hold a nice size beaded little dropper, little nymph, without having to worry about a swamp. It actually rides really nice on top of the water. This clink hammer hook also helps the fly land upright every time. Alright, hope you like this video, and hope you like the other ones that I've been putting out. I have a few more planned. I have a buddy of mine needs some crappie jigs, so we're going to do a little crappie jigging. I'm going to do a little research on that first. I got to admit, I'm not the biggest crappie fisherman in the world. Not that I haven't caught caught crappie, but I never really target them. And he requested a few. He supplied me with my turkey feathers. Not this one, but he's a big turkey hunter. So, gotta take care of him. Gotta take care of my supplier. Alright, appreciate y'all checking me out, and stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time.